This video was brought to you by my patrons. Thank you so much for your support.
Hey! In this video we are going to make the first part of a Synthwave song on LMMS. Synthwave is my favorite music genre, so I'm very excited for that. And in this first part we are going to make the very basics of the song. The next one we are going to add some effects, some equalization, some mastering of the song. But for this one, this is what we are going to get. With no further spoilers, let's get started. This is how a default LMMS project looks like. We are going to clean it up because we won't need any of those. So let's take rid of them by left clicking on this gear, remove this track. Let's take rid of all the tracks, the default tracks. And let's switch the tempo because Synthwave uses a kind of low tempo between 80 and 95 or something like this. This is the usual range of a synthwave, so we are going to use 90. And let's select some instruments. So you can see on the left here that we have the instruments, how is this called? The instruments dock, I guess we can call it this way. But we are not going to use any instruments of those because we don't want to, at least I don't want to make one from scratch. What we are going to do actually is to use some presets. So here we have the presets. You can switch here. We have the projects, the samples, which we are going to use later, and we have the presets. So what gives this 90 feeling of synthwave or retrowave is analog bass. Analog is a type of filter that filters some frequencies and gives the synthesizer this feeling, this very 80 feelings. So if we go to these presets, right on the bottom we can search for presets, and I'm going to search for analog. This will give us some something to start with. And let's select some instruments. I think that I will use this piano filter one. You can drag and drop it from the presets dock to the song editor. The pads, where are the pads? And the strings. I need the strings now. Analog strings. Is this one? No, more like this one. Yeah, I think that is this one. Analog bass now. This one. So let's search for synthpad. Yeah, this one. Take rid of these. So we already have the instruments, so let's see. You can already feel the 80s. Yeah. And the synth pad. Perfect. Now what we are going to do is to create the basic beat of the song. So in the synthwave you have a very simple beat track. You don't have snare rolls, you don't have hi-hat rolls, so it's very basic, but you need the right instruments. So for that, to take this, the instruments on synthwave, especially the drums, are very wetty. So you have to search for wet instruments or soft instruments. So on the samples, we are going to search for soft, which will give us this kick, the soft kick. We have the 808s as well, but they sound quite similar and I think that the kick is more punchy, so I will use the kick. So let's create a new beat and bassline track here. Let's take rid of those, have a clean one. Drag and drop this kick here, and we are going to use this snare here. It sounds it doesn't have the wetness that we need yet, but we are going to add some effects on it and some filters so we can get what we actually need. For the bass line, the beat line actually, for the beat, we are going to add some just one step more, and the beat will sound like. So it's very simple, and this will repeat, but right at the beginning we are going to have a quick snare roll. It will just like introduce the beat. It will sound like, and the beat will start. So the beat will go like this. Oops. And then so this I think that I can add variation here. Yeah. Yeah. I think that this yeah, let's keep with that. And let's create a new one just so we can have this snare intro, which will sound like this. Yeah. So for the beat, we are going to add one here and two here, just so we can start to design the instruments here. On LMMS, we can enable and disable the loop points. So let's enable one, and we are going to loop right at the end here. You can hold shift and left click here where you want to end the loop, and if you click before the end point, it will stretch the looping. So it will loop like this. It will start with silence for now because we are going to introduce the instruments later, and when the instruments are introduced, it will and start the actual song. So for the introduction, we are going to use, I think that the strings. Let me just make sure that this is. Yeah, we are going to use the strings. This music is on C, so let's start with a C4 if I'm not wrong, if I remember correctly. No, C3. And you can drag this all the way here. I think that it takes two, let's see. Then it goes to F or D. Let me see if this is correct. So we start, yeah, it takes two tempos. So it's not like this. LMMS is quite inconsistent with something. So the way that you add things on the song editor, let me scale this up. The way that you add things, I forgot to talk about that, but the way that you add things on the song editor is by left clicking, and the way that you remove is by middle clicking. So if you want to remove, for instance, this track, you can middle click on top of it. But the way that you do that in the piano roll, so I will click once. If you double click on the song editor, it will open the piano roll for you. And on the piano roll, the way that you remove some notes is with the right mouse button. So you have to right click on it and it will remove instead of the middle click. So this is quite inconsistent. But anyway, let's stretch this. You can to stretch a note. It will take the default one, which I think is this one, but you can stretch it by left clicking right at the end of it and dragging it where you want. So every note on this instrument will take 2 tempos. So this, and if you want to reposition the note, you can always drag it anywhere you want. I think that the next one is D. Yeah, D, then B. Okay, so D and B. And this, I think that will be right here. So let's stretch the loop point. I think that you can use Alt to set, yeah, you can use Alt to set the end loop point. Let's add some more beat here. So this is the this is what gives this synthwave feeling, is the arpeggio on the filter, on the analog filter. It goes like, you can feel that on Stranger Things, for instance, on the intro for Stranger Things, but this goes for many synthwave songs. So it goes like, then it drops to the next note, and but the melody is the same. So we are going to use we are going to start with the C. I don't know if it's C4, but an arpeggio is when you take a arpeggio is a technique, a music technique, where you take a chord, and instead of playing all the notes together to play the chord, you play one after the other. So instead of well, the human voice can make a chord, but instead of making something like this, let me show you on LMMS. So an arpeggio will be something like, let me take, the scale is major, is C major. We are going to use a major chord on the C, and we are going to repeat the octave, which is C as well. So this will be the chord, right? So we are not going to use this one actually. We are going to, you can select all the notes by pressing Ctrl A, and by holding Ctrl and pressing top, you can switch the octave. So you can, if you press up, it will make all the notes that you have selected go one octave up. If you press holding Ctrl, if you press down, it will make all the notes go one octave down. And I think that I will go 2 octaves actually using the C4. Yeah. So this is the chord. But we are going to break it down, so we have this melody. Got it? And on LMMS, you can select all the notes, Ctrl A, and Ctrl C, Ctrl V to pass them, and to move them on the tempo side. So if you hold Ctrl and move them, actually if you move them with Shift, holding Shift, you can move them one note above, one note below, using the up arrow and the down arrow. But if you move on the left and right, so on the horizontal axis, you can change the tempo. And to move, I think that to move one whole tempo to the right, you can hold Shift, Control, and left. But we don't want that, right? We just want to make this. So we are going to move them to the next 40 tempo. Yeah. Control C, Control V again, move them right here. Control C, Control V, hold Shift, right, and then we have this melody. Then we are going to select everything here. Control A, Control C, Control V, and now we are going to hold Shift, Control, right, so we have everything that we already made on the second tempo, and it will sound like, everything will sound like this. Now we can copy and paste everything, but we are going to go two notes down, two tones down. So 1, 2, 3, and we are going to move this to the next tempo. So Shift, Control, right. Oops, I should definitely copy that before. So Control A, Control C, Control V, and it already pasted it on the tempo, but not on the right tempo. So we are going to use now one thing that you can do on LMMS is that since we already set the scale, which is C major, I will go into C, right click on it, and mark current scale. So this will highlight all the notes that are part of this scale. And I will move this, everything here, I will drag this to the A3. But you can see that there are some notes that are not inside this scale. This is because we used a major chord for the C major, but on the C major scale, the A note is actually minor. So what we are going to do is to move all of these notes, the thirds here. A third is the third note of the after the root that we are selecting. So our root here is A, so we are going to select 1, 2, 3. So the third, the right third of the A minor chord is the C note. So if we play this, you can see that there are some harmony. So if I undo that, you will notice that this doesn't sound right if we keep this way with notes outside of the scale. You can see that there is something dissonant with this note. So I will redo that, and it will sound like this now. So we already have our melody, and let's just copy and paste. I think that the D is major, but let's copy this and paste it right here. Move it until we reach the D note here, and yeah, everything is inside of the scale. So we'll keep it like this. Then we are going to switch to the B now. So paste it in D, and seems like D is also correct besides of these. So we are with the 70th note of the scale, which in this case is B, since we are using a C major scale. The 70th note of the scale doesn't have a fifth, a right fifth. So you have to choose, either you can drop it down, or you can increase you can make it a 50, how is it called? 50 major. I don't know if we have one of these, but basically you just increase the 50 by one tone, so we can get a better chord here, instead of dropping it one tone to make to make it fit the 50, the 50, the fifth. It sounds very it doesn't sound right, so I often choose to increase it to pick the 60, the sixth. How to say that? The sixth, you know it. So now we have everything together will sound like this. We can, on LMMS, you can control, click and drag to duplicate this on the song editor. So you can control, click and make more of those and more of those as well. Let's increase actually let's just listen until here. And right here I think that I will add one of these as well. No, this is not correct. What is the bass here? Oh, is E. E. So, but E is actually is minor if I'm not wrong. It's E. Yeah, you can see that it is above the scale here. So let's decrease this. And now it should sound right. Let's just listen one more time. Yeah, feels way better. Now we need the bass. So for the bass, we are going to add a bass line here. So double click to open the piano roll. I almost forgot it again. If you enjoy game development, don't forget to join us at our Discord server. Links in the description. There we talk about game development all day long. We have an art channel, a music channel, programming channel, everything channel there, business, everything. You can ask for support, you can showcase your work as well, we'll give you feedback and talk about everything related to game development. Also, take the chance to leave a thumbs up right now, don't leave it till later, and to subscribe to the channel as well. 60-70% of you watching this video, I don't know how this got to you, but you are not subscribed to my channel. Subscribe now. And also support me on Patreon. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Back to the video. And we are going to use C4. Yeah. Let's decrease the bass so we have a fast tempo for the bass, like like this. Let's Control A to select everything, Control C, Control V, and move it holding Shift, right. And let's copy and paste everything again. Control A, Control C, Control V, and pass it like this. But at the end, instead of having this everything equally like this, we are going to change the melody right at the end, like this. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, something like this. Let's copy, Control C, Control V, and holding Control Shift right, we are going to move it to the left. Let me just see if this is actually how it looks like here. On the second one, it goes up. So we have this, and right here we have something like this, taking the third. So it sounds like. Actually, we can take rid of this and stretch this one. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, and move, holding Control Shift right again, and we are going to move this melody to the drop there 2 tones down to A. So like this. You can see that this note doesn't fit here, neither does this one. So let's make this one here and this one here. So this is how it will sound like. Let's make something like two. We can make this up a bit. And this one down. And let's copy and paste this one here. Copy and paste it right here. And move it to E, right? E. We are using E on the melody, and right here we are using B. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V, going up to B, and yeah, all the notes fit. So this is how it will sound like. I think that we can drop all this the bass by one octave down. So select everything, Control A, holding Control Shift and down arrow. Yeah, definitely. That's what we want. So let's listen to that. No, we are going to move this this one octave up because it's sounding very badly. So Control Shift up, and let's see how this goes. No, it's not sounding. I think that I will drop this to D. Yeah, sounds way better. Now we can start to add the synth pad. But for the synth pad, we are going to see this in the next video together with automation and the effects and filters. But for this video, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Keep developing and until the next time.